Hello, YouTube. YouTube, how's everybody doing out there, man? I just wanted to throw a little something on there for the record for myself. I noticed walkaway movement has been gaining some steam, and it's been a very, very long time since I actually posted a video. So I just want to throw a little something up there today. You know what I mean? Just to let everybody know what's good. You know what I mean? Out here in BK. Let everybody know that, how we move out here. We don't move like everybody. Everybody know how Brooklyn do, no matter where you at in the world. You from Brooklyn, you know what it be. You heard? I just want to throw a little something out there about the walkaway movement. It is definitely a real movement. Myself, I've been politically awakened, politically active, whatever you want to call it, ever since about 2002, 2001-ish. 9/11 was my walkaway movement. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who've been politically active for a long time, that's probably their walkaway moment. Um, Pretty much 2001, 9/11, being a New Yorker, definitely affected me in a very interesting way. Um, Before that, I was a big time Democrat. I always thought Bill Clinton was like the omega. He was like the rock star for the black community. I was very young. I really didn't have an understanding of how the political spectrum worked. I was a 2D thinker. Over time, I've learned to become a 3D thinker, which I think is a big transformation for a lot of people who've walked the political journey for so long. But again, the walkaway movement isn't, to me, really isn't about leaving the Democratic Party. It should be more about changing the way you think. I was a registered Democrat at the time. 9/11 hit, kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things because of the events that unfolded, and I was able to. I mean, I guess it was an act of God the way things happened for myself. Just a quick synopsis of what my awakening or how my awakening took place. At the time, I was employed. For those who know the geographics of New York, I was currently employed in Long Island, and when 9/11 hit, I was kind of stuck out there because the mass transit system was on shutdown. So as I was working my way back to Brooklyn from Long Island, I did make my way to Jamaica, Queens. And from that point on, I was pretty much on foot because nothing was running. So as I'm walking along towards Brooklyn, a gentleman who drove a cab stopped and asked if I needed a ride. I shouldn't say asked if I needed a ride. I actually stopped him, said, "Hey, listen, I need a ride back to Brooklyn. How much?" So as I get in the vehicle and we drive off, I just happened to notice that the man was of Middle Eastern descent. So immediately my reaction was a bit fearful, considering everything that was unfolding that day. And I remember as he was driving, was silent for maybe about a few miles as we drove, and he just happened to stop at a stoplight, one of the stoplights that we stopped at, and he said, "My friend, what do you think of everything going on?" And obviously, my first reaction was, "Man, these Muslims, these radicals, they're nuts." I was, just following the guideline of what everybody was seeing on TV, everything that was unfolding in New York. And his first reaction to me was, "My friend, I'm a Muslim. Don't be afraid, but this is not my belief." So, my reaction was, "What do you mean that's not your belief? Look at what just happened." So he actually pulled over. He pulled over as we were driving. He pulled over to the sidewalk, and he said, "My friend, you seem like a nice guy. I want to show you something." So he pulls out some articles from, I guess, whatever the newspaper was at the time out in Pakistan, and he was showing me a lot of things that never get broadcast here in the air in New York or in the United States for that reason. And remember, at the time, the internet, it was big, but there was no YouTube. There wasn't a bunch of outlets out there that would get you content of things happening around the world as quickly as today. So he pulls out he pulled out this newspaper, and on the front page was a bunch of dead kids. Like, it was arms displaced, it was blood everywhere, and I was taken back for a second. Like, wait, what do you mean? What's this? So he looked at, he presented it to me. He said, "My friend, whoever did this wasn't a Muslim. He said, this is not what we believe in. And he showed me the article. He said, but what I will tell you is somebody's very angry about what's going on. So I looked at the paper, and as I, it wasn't in English, obviously, but I just happened to look at it. And he told me, he said, I'll give you this ride for free. He said, but I ask you to just look at what I'm talking about. He said, there's a lot of things going on in the world that they don't tell you here. And he said, I denounce anybody who did this heinous act because two wrongs don't make a right. Yes, this is the kind of stuff that's going on in my country. And that's when I said, what country are you from? He said, I'm from Pakistan. He said, yes, this goes on in my country. There's a lot of kids getting killed because of what the United States and Israel and other countries are doing over there. He says, so this looks like payback for that, but I don't condone it because as a firm believer of the Quran and my religion, I denounce this type of behavior. So that day kind of got my wheels turning, and it really opened my eyes to really what the lies are here. And that pretty much is my walk away story, and that happened in 2001. And maturity, and you kind of you become extreme left, you become extreme right, you kind of swing back and forth until you finally realize that in the end, truth is what the real political truth is. It has nothing to do with who's in office. It has nothing to do if you like a politician. It has to do with, you have to look at the truth of something. You have to look at the facts, and you come to your own truth about it, because everybody has their own truth. But the facts are the facts. The events that happen are the events that happen, and so forth. So as I close this, because I don't want to make this too long, I encourage anybody out there who's part of the WalkAway movement to really look at, you really need to look at, first of all, what are you walking away from? What are you walking away to? And always remember to keep the truth, keep your facts accurate, and come to your truth. Don't let anybody tell you what your truth is. And I hope this video reaches the right people. I hope it inspires some to just be free thinkers. Think three-dimensional, not 2D. Because right now, everything you see on TV is 2D. They anticipate you not having your own critical thinking. They expect you to just follow what they show you, follow what they tell you. Come on, we're in the year 2018. Any video, anything could be manipulated, man. The technology is far beyond anything I can imagine as a kid. They can make a video look like anything today. My advice to everybody is, do your own research. Look at your own information. Come to your own truth. This is ROC signing out. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all be good.